Loachers, as always, all firearms, weapons, and golf bags have been rendered safe by being unloaded and cleared. Remember, gun safety starts with you. As well, this video has been certified Loachified. To Loach from Captain Mike and Admiral Steph. Congratulations on your 19th subscriber. Enjoy. Enjoy what? What the heck is this? It's a TaylorMade golf bag? Why would those idiots send me a golf bag? I don't even golf. What the hell am I gonna do with this? Golf tees. I don't even own a set of clubs. Ha! Loach. Ah. Yeah. Why not? Huh. Perfect. Why not? All right. Big Mama Juicy. It's got like this rain hood, I guess, you know, to keep the water off your stuff. Huh. That'll be perfect for my Sky CPX 2 9mm or my CPX 3 380. Huh. Loach has done it again. Hey Loachers, welcome back. Today we bring you the Sky SCCY CPX2 and CPX3. This one being the 9mm, this one being the 380. Yeah, they make these in a variety of colors, okay? Lots of flavors here. This one being purple, this one being OD green. Don't judge me on the purple one. Just don't, okay? Just save it. Anyway, these are very affordable budget price pistols. As you may be catching on, I'm trying to do videos about just regular guy pricing, right? And you know, like I said, not everybody can afford like the high-end stuff, but you want to maximize your dollars, right? So these actually, they do the job incredibly well. And for all those haters out there, sorry, you know, not everybody, I guess, is in your league. You know, good for you. Happy for you guys. The CPX2 fires the 9mm cartridge, the exhilarating 9mm. CPX3 is the 380 version, the delicious 380 ACP. Okay. Size comparison, we're just going to use my Glock 27. How about that? Glock 27 right there. I know you're looking, what's that big honking thing on top? That's my red dot. That's my pop-up sight. We'll talk about that in a later video, but this is a great little guy for those of you who are familiar. Anyway, the CPX2 in 9mm. Okay, comparatively, they are pretty darn close to being the same size there, right? 27 actually a little bit longer in the tooth there, a little bit more barrel there, even a little bit more thickness there. Okay, rear there, but they're right there in the same size category. Okay, 27 being the subcompact 40 caliber from Glock. Right. So again, here's the CPX 2, the 9mm. Okay, and this being the CPX 3. So the CPX 3 is even more compact, really packable. If you're going to carry it for everyday defense. CPX 2 and 9mm, I mean, still very compact, and they're really, I don't want to say that they're excellent, fine crafted firearms, but they're actually nice for the price point. These guys are coming in at right about $300. Okay, so MSRP is going to be anywhere from $270 to $300, depending on where you go. So they're super affordable. Okay, but unlike the Glock here, the Glock 27, you know, these are very straightforward, kind of, I don't know, very simple dimple firearms. Not that you're not getting a lot of bang for the buck, but you're certainly not buying one of the higher end pistols. The CPX2 9mm comes with 2 magazines, both of them with the extended floor plate. Okay, so you can get that other finger on there. But it does come with the flat or flush floor plates, so you can interchange them rather easily. Okay, low chest, small hands. Even though this is a very subcompact pistol, I like the feeling of getting a better purchase on the grip. Okay, it does have a rounded trigger guard on it, but it still gives you that opportunity to get that other finger on there if you so choose. You know, depending on how you hold your firearm, if you like to wrap your finger around the front of it. I ended up stippling it with my cheap hardware store soldering iron, just to put a little bit more traction up there, but it's a nice fit in the hand, right? And then the CPX3, the 380, comes with 3 magazines, 2 of them with the floor plate, with the additional extension on there. Get your pinky on there. And then 1 magazine with the flush floor plate on it. So, you know, again, for anywhere from $270 to $300 MSRP on either of these guys, you know, you get the pistol with the 10 plus 1 round capacity, and a couple of spare mags. The CPX3 coming with a 3rd spare mag. So that's pretty good value, right? And again, we're just talking about value between the two. Again, you can compare these, or you wouldn't compare these to SIGs or Smiths or even a Glock that I showed you previously. Again, these are very budget priced firearms, and there's nothing wrong with them. I mean, I own them both, clearly. I shot them both, you know, practice, which is going to be a big point of this video. All right, side by side, okay, you can see that they both come with 3-dot sighting systems on them, just 3 plain dots, but they're pretty crisp. You know, I could see them well, even in the low light, even though they're just painted on. They seem to do rather well. The CPX3 has this little line here in between the front and rear sight, all the way down the radius of it, and it seems to break up any type of glare or anything like that. Not that your experiencing a ton of glare because these aren't super shiny slides. Great finish on it. They wear really well. You'll notice that there is no frame mounted safety on these, but they do make versions that do have the safeties on the frame if you so choose. Okay. Again, a lot of options for the price. The big thing that I want to impress upon you, okay, is these are reliable and they are accurate. Again, I'm talking accuracy from a defensive kind of standpoint. At a realistic range, and what you would use this for, this is completely more than acceptable. I don't want to say it's super excellent, but you're going to print the sucker on paper and you're going to group pretty decent. Okay, it's going to do its job should you, heaven forbid, ever need to use it. Okay, it fed, of course, the ball ammo pretty reliably. As far as the hollow points, I haven't had a ton of issues with them, either of them, feeding the hollow points. And a lot of it has to do with the barrel position. Obviously, when the slide is to the rear, you can see how the barrel tilts back. It's got a pretty nice and polished feed ramp on it, and it's got a really good angle in the chamber as far as how it feeds. You can see that in there. And again, it feels really good in the hand, whether we're talking about the 380 or the 9mm. Okay, the big thing that I wanted to talk about here is the action, the trigger, the mechanism. So these are hammer fired, okay? Now I know you don't see a hammer, but when you empty magazine, empty chamber, visually inspect, okay? The trigger is double action only, and you'll see the hammer back here come back as I pull the trigger with my thumb. See that little hammer back there? So for each shot, you're actually pulling the trigger through a double action stroke. Okay, so as I'm pulling the trigger back, okay, that hammer that you saw back there, okay, see that popping up, is loading up as I pull the trigger back, and then releases and hits the firing pin, hitting the primer, setting off the cartridge in the chamber. Okay, instead of, say, single action or your typical nice and smooth striker fired other action pistol, this one is more like your old school double action revolver. Like when you guys shot your grandpa's or your dad's dirty hairy gun, and it was that big old wheel gun, and you saw that big honking hammer come back as you were pulling the trigger, and then it fell, and then the firearm went off. Well, same thing. It's double action only, so you got to practice. I mean, if this is what you can afford, and again, there's nothing wrong with this, nothing wrong with the budget price pistols. Try and stay away from the crap. This is not crap. Practice with it, because it is a very, I guess, legitimate trigger pull. I mean, you're pulling the trigger the entire time until the hammer breaks and sets off the round. So you definitely want to make sure that you take it to the range, practice proper handling of the firearm, okay, and steadying the muzzle and pulling it through its double action stroke till the trigger breaks. Okay, under stress, you've got all of your adrenaline pumping, and you're just all jacked up and ready to go. I mean, it's not going to be something that's going to be, you're going to be thinking about the whole time you're pulling the trigger, right? It's like, oh my God, that's such a heavy trigger pull. It's actually not that heavy, right? In either the 9mm or the 380. But it is something that you're going to feel tension against the trigger all the way back until the trigger breaks. Okay, so you want to practice good grip to develop accuracy, try to stay away from all that flinching that you would do at the range, and really get to know this pistol, because it's something that if it does go off, you meant it to go off. So like I said, in either flavor, the 9mm or the 380, with that double action stroke, you're going to want to definitely spend some time at the range getting used to these things, okay? Because, as far as trying to develop any higher level of marksmanship with them, you're going to be trying to manipulate that double action only trigger, and it's going to get some taking used to. What I do like about the double action trigger is it makes it incredibly safe. Okay, not only do you have this hammer in here basically that you have to work its way back by pulling the trigger, right? It's not, your likeliness of an accidental discharge is going to be incredibly low, right? Because the one thing that makes this thing go off is you pulling the trigger. It's got an internal firing pin safety in it, so if you drop it, it's not going to go off. These are actually, they're well made, they're just not the high-end stuff, right? So make sure that you get out there to the range and practice, especially if this is what you're going to defend your home with or defend yourself with. Okay, you don't want to just buy the pistol and go, okay, great, I got a gun now. And you may have another gun in the house. You may have a rifle in the house that you take into the range maybe once or twice, and you think you know it. Well, when you actually go to pick this thing up and fire it for the first time, you're gonna be like, okay, that's gonna take some getting used to. And it's not that you can't get used to it, because the trigger is not so horribly bad. It's just different than, say, your Glock 27 or your Smith & Wesson Shield. Okay? Yeah, I got my Shield, baby. But they're different. Okay? What makes them different is the fact that they are affordable and that they are double action only. But they make other variations of these with a red dot sight on them too, kind of like my 27 here. Nice thing here is it fits in the same holster that this one would. Get on their website and check them out. Do I recommend them? Yeah, I do. I haven't had any problems with mine. I enjoy shooting them. They challenge me as far as trying to develop marksmanship, but defensively, I think that I'm pretty confident enough in my control and my ability to manipulate the double action only trigger, that if the need were ever to arise, heaven forbid, I would be able to properly use this firearm. Okay. Again, they make it in a 380. They make it in a 9mm. Ton of colors. Pretty cool for the $300 that you'd spend for them. Okay. All right, that's all I got for you. Loach love, Loach laughter. All right, Loachers. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, maybe, if you didn't like it, down below. Questions and comments. Do me a favor, subscribe, share the link if it made it giggle. All right? Other than that, a lot of Loach love, a lot of Loach laughter. Here we go again.